Winter is coming. We got some stellar highs and some abysmal lows because of it. The Climb. Episode 6 of the 3rd season. Momentum still being maintained. At this point, my fears of it going back to the pacing of the first 2 episodes pretty much completely gone. With almost every episode, we're getting different characters getting the spotlight. And in other shows, that might be annoying. It would be like, well, where's the central person? But in this one, all these characters, well, almost all of them, are so strong that it's worth them just having a little bit of spotlight and then fading back for a bit. Lord Baelish in this episode is a really great example because he's always been a bit of a sneaky guy, but we really get the true extent of his ambition and the depths at which he's prepared to sink in order to try and achieve it. To see him squaring off against Varys, and Varys just, whenever he's in a scene with somebody, he brings out the best in other characters in addition to being a great character on his own. Diana Rigg as Olenna Tyrell, yeah, I actually remembered the character's name this time instead of just going, Diana Rigg, squares off against Tywin. What a great pairing. I'm just loving seeing her just spar in these sort of negotiations, getting information out of people. She's another one just bringing out the best in other characters. Of course, it just reinforces with Tywin. He really is the only guy who has anything even close to a degree of control. It's not an iron grip by any means, but pretty much everybody else, they know what they want. He knows how to actually get it. We get some more stuff with the Brotherhood. What I called last time pretty much happened. That the woman in red showed up and immediately links up with the Brotherhood because they're all worshiping the Lord of Light. It played out better than I thought it was going to because even though they're all worshiping the same God, there's still some tension. And them maintaining that keeps it interesting. It could have gotten very dull very quick if everyone was like, and now we fight together. Thankfully, not the case. It's just not that kind of show. I don't know why I was even worried about that. Oh God, poor Theon Greyjoy just still being tortured, and I really feel bad for this guy at this point. I mean, he's not a good guy necessarily, but he doesn't deserve what he's getting. And that's always a tricky thing when you're dealing with torture because eventually it's no longer plot, it's just watching a guy get tortured. And they're being really good about introducing enough new information in any of these given scenes that it still feels like it's necessary, in addition to just sort of touching base and establishing, yeah, he's still here. So there's a lot of good, strong material in this episode. There's also a couple of things that really are driving me nuts. Sansa, again, she hasn't grown, she hasn't learned, she's still getting obsessed with pretty dresses and looking forward to a wedding. And wake up! I understand why the character's still there. She has plot value, but right now she's just a plot point. She's not a character anymore. So I'd rather they just sort of don't show her anymore. Just talk about her. Move her around like she's a commodity, because that's effectively all she's good for right now. Until there's a massive shift in her character, I don't want to see her anymore. But as much as Sansa annoyed me, she's not even what drove me most crazy about this episode. You remember that romantic pairing I talked about before? Well, not only is it still going on, it's now massively front and center, and it's being treated in a way that romantic pairings have never been treated on this show before. There's been romance up to this point, but it's always been sort of presented very matter-of-factly, and it's usually been somewhat unconventional. It's just sort of there, and you're watching it grow. But now it's very clear that it's like, you must care about these characters, and we are going to raise the stakes for them, and you will care. And well, you know what? I don't, because it's so generic, and it's like a teen romance pairing. And for me, it completely took the wind out of what is supposed to be the centerpiece of this entire episode. And the fact that the episode ends on swelling music and these two embracing and a kiss, I just wanted to puke. So this episode, when it was good, it was great. When it was bad, still looking forward to the next one, just secretly hoping that one of these two in this pairing gets killed, because as long as they're together, I don't find them interesting. And the way it's being building, they're always going to be together. I can't really think of a question to go along with this episode. So you know what? If you've seen it, whatever your general thoughts are on the episode, put them down in the comments. Let's talk about them. And until next time, this council is adjourned.